Okay, from a Christian point of view, I'm committing sin. Fornication. Makes no sense to be fornicating and not enjoying it.
A waste of sin, really.
So we're going to be talking about dating and relationships.
Interesting.
And sex. Precisely.
That should be fun.
Yeah. Let's talk about
Sex, baby.
All right. First statement. Sex is important in relationships.
I think not particularly like the act of doing it, but like the thing itself should be addressed.
So for me, I think sex is important because it builds intimacy between two people.
Sex is important. I think it makes partners closer.
Well, it depends. I mean, if you're a person who enjoys sex, yes. If you're, for example, asexual, maybe you don't particularly enjoy it. But if you happen to, I think it doesn't make sense to deprive yourself of such. So yeah.
How else do you connect with somebody if not through sexual vibes? So you have to be intimate to connect, you understand?
No offense to sexual people, but sex is important to what are we doing?
Partners should discuss their sexual orientation beforehand.
I think partners should discuss their sexual orientation only if they feel safe to. I'm talking about trans women and like sometimes bisexual women, bisexual men. I feel like if you don't feel safe enough to discuss with that person, eventually maybe down the line, but at first if you don't feel safe enough to or don't feel comfortable enough to, don't share, beg.
For me, I think we should have to discuss about it and talk about it first.
Of course you should discuss the other person has to know, right? It's for clarity purposes and just honesty purposes. Why would you not say?
I think like once you're building a sexual relationship with someone, that should be a conversation like, okay, I prefer this, I like that, I'm into these types of things. Let me know who you are.
My own question now is, what were you talking about before?
Because
you'll be somehow, if I'm committed to someone, they'll be like, so you're kind. I didn't fancy.
Oh my
like them
days.
so much, so.
You know, we go out on a date and you're looking at me, you're looking at him, you're looking at
So you didn't tell me of this, please.
No. I didn't sign this agreement, you know. We didn't talk about this.
Initiating sex shouldn't fall on one gender.
Why are you looking at me as if I'm going to say
I'm waiting for you to Of course not.
Of course.
It should be when anybody's interested in doing it.
If you enter in the mood, like with consent, of course, ask if your partner is interested in doing the do.
I think that everybody should be free to say, brother, what's going on? What do you do? Can we do the do?
You know, if you want to, you know, engage it. So open your mouth.
All the genders should initiate sex. Yeah, you need to be able to.
Your partner wants to feel like
they're desired.
Yeah.
And they're sexy.
Yeah, like.
And you want them.
Exactly.
Can you date someone that never wants to have sex?
I can't. No, not possible.
For me, sex is intimacy. So, like it's a way of showing intimacy. So, like the other things, like if I can cuddle the person or like.
What satisfaction will you derive from cuddling?
There's plenty. Like just spending time with your person, like just being with your person.
I like sex.
I was just gonna say that. You know, point blank. I think I would be fooling myself if I were to say that's not something I want to do.
There's levels to sex. So there's like sexual activity that does not necessarily involve penetration. So what exactly are we doing? Like you said, conversations. We go talk 'em. What's going on here? What's, you know, are we opening this to
Yes,
out there? Are
Personally, I'm very for opening things.
Okay.
Because I mean, this life is once.
Just the one.
Enjoy.
Is bad sex a deal breaker in your relationship?
Like I said earlier, sex is to be enjoyed. If I'm not enjoying it, why am I doing it?
Okay, from a Christian point of view, I'm committing sin. Fornication. Makes no sense to be fornicating and not enjoying it.
A waste of sin, really.
Just for the clarity, it's not. Sex is something that I feel like you can build with someone, right? I feel like you can kind of build what your desires are, what you want, how you want them fulfilled and met. And yeah, so it's a process. So I don't mind doing the work with someone. I feel like that's even like nice intimacy time. Like let's get down to the work of this stuff.
Yeah.
Let's work it out and have a nice, pleasurable moment.
I put neutral because I'm like a little bit in the middle, because it can be a deal breaker and it can also not be a deal breaker. So like what Yadi said, definitely working through your sexual life together with your partner can really help to build your intimacy. And safe sex, not just safe sex in the sense of we're using protection, but sex where you feel like you can trust the person, they listen to you, you have some amount of control, is the best sex you'll ever have.
Life is too short to be having bad sex, really. Like, you'll be asking, did you come? I rebuke it in Jesus' name.
If I am not satisfied, come on. No, it has to be good sex all the way, man. You think if you don't know how to do it, sex, you can contact me.
You're offering lessons, coaching classes.